You should have saw me, man. I was cussing. I was like, what?
He was mad. Yeah, he was mad. But you should have seen him before the podcast. He was mad. He was looking
And I
for
was
his
thinking
wallet.
about my mom the whole time, like, Ryan, why didn't you put your phone or your wallet in your freaking jacket? I'm not even gonna tell her that happened.
Yeah,
Like, it's
there's
gonna
no
happen.
reason. There's no reason
Yeah.
unless she listens to the podcast.
Unless
Now
she listens
knows.
to the podcast.
Yeah. We made sure to
The
mention
first-
in the first 30 seconds. We made sure to mention that you were looking for your
Yeah,
wallet too.
Ryan's out here looking for his wallet. Okay.
A little bit of live here for the show.
Yeah.
We don't get that a lot normally. It's just us. But
Yeah.
no, before you came in, we were discussing. Do we expect any bands to play entrances or any customized
No.
entrances? It was hard for us to come up with something too.
I don't think. I mean, the only reason why they had that ban for John Cena in Florida is because there's a band called FAMU.
Oh no, I'm saying like Triple H with Motorhead and
no.
POD doing
I think what you'll get is a lot of because it's New Orleans, and you'll get a lot of mystic entrances, like Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania 30. You'll get a lot of those things. I think will see the demon character Finn Balor come out.
Do you think
somebody
I don't think
said
that's gonna
that?
happen.
I think it's gonna happen. I think on the biggest stage of them all, this is his first WrestleMania. He's got to take advantage of the opportunity
That's true. This is
to try to at least do something special. And I think if anybody has a special entrance, in my opinion, that pretty much gives it away that they're going to win the match. Finn Balor, Shinsuke Nakamura.
Well, Nakamura, he's going to have...
most of the time, unless you're Triple H.
Yeah.
I mean,
I was just going to say that.
I think somebody's going to perform for Nakamura.
Lee England Jr.
Yeah, Lee England Jr. I believe that he's going to be there.
Is that the guy that does the violin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure he's going to be there to perform Nakamura's theme song. Seth Rollins, if I was him, I'd get one of the metalcore bands to perform for his
he
song.
was saying that. I think that'd be pretty cool if someone did Seth Rollins' song live.
His music is not cool enough, though, to be performed. His music ain't cool enough. So if his music was cool enough, then I'll be like, yeah.
If you had someone scream "Burn It Down," though,
that
actually, would be pretty cool.
That's actually okay.
Or you have somebody burn it down, like literally something's burning.
Right. I think that will happen.
You literally have something burning.
Yeah. I mean, okay, here's the thing with the song with Seth Rollins. It's one thing hearing it on TV. It just sounds so generic. But like when you're in the arena like we were, it does get you going. It pops. But as far as the song goes, I feel that it is too generic and not really cool. Except for that "Burn It Down" scream. That was actually to spice things up a little bit, which is pretty cool. I just hope that they would get one of his favorite bands to perform for maybe a different song for him, and then maybe just to use it for that one time, and then he can go back to using his.
I was explaining to Eric. They've kind of they've billed and booked wrestlers leading up into this WrestleMania with a certain theme, so I doubt they'd change their theme for WrestleMania. Like, the only one that is going to change is Triple H, because he's going to go from the King of Kings to the Game.
Yeah.
He's not going to walk out the King of Kings. So that's the only change I think we'll see as far as an entrance theme. And then you might see a band or whatever do someone else's, and it will sound a little different. But I think the way if you're billing a guy with a certain theme leading up to WrestleMania, you're probably not going to change it at WrestleMania.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you would. I don't think you would debut anything new. Unless you truly, truly need it. I remember I talked to you a little bit about this before I discovered that, I didn't have my wallet anymore. The Usos, they call themselves the Uso Penitentiary. I saw this. Somebody said, hey, what about if they actually came out like with prisoners?
I
and,
would
like,
love that.
guards
I would think
and,
that's
like,
awesome.
Or like thugs. Like, it would be awesome. And then like the Usos come out themselves. I don't know what New Day's going to do. New Day is going to do something new. And Bludgeon Brothers are just going to come out with
all they need to do is come out with their stupid things.
Yeah,
and that's it.
Yeah. Like, I mean, that's all there is. I mean, they nearly killed Xavier Woods. we almost saw a killing on live television.
Yeah.
So,
And for Brock, I don't think we're going to be seeing anything special from Brock except just him come out with Paul Heyman and have maybe anything different or flashy from him. Maybe have that beanie of his, that black beanie of his, and make his entrance. Roman, I don't really see anything special for him.
No,
either.
but there'll be a lot of pyro for those two entrances. I expect.
Yeah. I mean, there was nothing special for Roman Reigns last year.
He did do the fist and the fireworks went off. That was pretty cool.
That'll probably
cool.
do that. But I mean, at the end of the day, we already know what's going on with Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar. Nobody's excited for this matchup, and yet they're gonna put it on last. Like you would want your
Has that
fans
been
to be
confirmed? They're
happy.
putting it on that.
It's pretty
I heard
much-
Paul Heyman say it, but the way he explained it was he was acting like the advocate again. And it didn't seem like
Well,
it was.
You know, a lot of people want to make this argument that the Royal Rumble winner should main event WrestleMania every year. But I think if the Royal Rumble winner is relevant enough, and if the feud, I think you main event with what is your hottest feud going into that show.
What do you think the hottest feud is?
What do I think the hottest feud is? Honestly, I think it's John Cena and The Undertaker.
So do I. Yeah.
I mean, so if the Undertaker is scheduled to wrestle, which we're hearing rumors that he'll show up but he won't wrestle, or that he'll show up, won't wrestle, but they'll do something an angle to set up next year's WrestleMania, kind of like The Rock and John Cena the night after WrestleMania 27. I don't know what's going on, but if the Undertaker does show up, then you have to have that be the main event match. You have to have John Cena all throughout the show, interrupting the interviewer or the announcers. You have to have them. He's going to be drinking beer with the fans, and at the end, he just gets over the guardrail. He calls out the Undertaker, and they have
at
a
the
match.
very end of the show.
At the very
I
end.
would think that'd be pretty cool.
30
That
to
would be a pretty
45-minute
cool-
match, and that's how it goes.
45-minute match.
I mean, like they have to figure out something to to incorporate the Undertaker. I do think we're going to see the Undertaker at WrestleMania, and I do think this match is on.
There's no way he doesn't show up.
The way
There's no
they're
way,
doing it is mind effing us really, really well.
Yeah, but
Like I said,
it's been an interesting build. I've never seen a build like this where you.
this is the best build out of all the WrestleMania
Yeah,
feuds.
but I think
we're
by
getting
far.
a lot of great matches, but we're getting crappy feuds. And like I said earlier, Vince McMahon doesn't really care how we get there anymore to WrestleMania, just as long as we get there, we show up. It doesn't matter anymore to him.
Yeah, I think the last real build was probably Daniel Bryan's WrestleMania and WrestleMania 30, because that was building for so long, and then I didn't even think he'd be. You were like, oh, is he really going to even beat Triple H to start the show?
I
right?
know.
Like, you're going to get in the main event.
Since we're talking about builds, I'm not sure if you guys noticed, but all these promo videos that they do to, build the WrestleMania matches, have you noticed that they've been all the same? They don't. Like, they're not putting
They
any...
changed. Okay, I'll say most of them are the same, but they did change the Lesnar Reigns one. They added a separate theme to the whole match. I think it's a Shinedown song. It sounds pretty cool. It pumps you up a little bit more for the match.
Nah.
I looked at it. It's I don't know. Like, every single promo that they do for all the WrestleMania matches, at the letters it says right there, WWE Network. Like, they all look the same, and the promos they just don't. They're not as engaging as I thought that they used to be. Either something's going on with the production truck, or something's going on with, these people who are behind it, or what's going on, guys? Like, what happened?
Well, in past WrestleManias, though, I mean, look at you remember WrestleMania 21 when they did the same build.
Now that was great.
It was the
WrestleMania
same
20
kind of
No,
build.
but
for all
WrestleMania
the-
21 was unique because they did a mock off all the popular
Yeah.
movies.
And
Pulp
it had nothing to do with
Fiction.
any of the storylines either. It was just that's what they did.
Yeah.
It still was entertaining. But what I'm saying is that it was a similar format. So I think we're just seeing the same thing over and over again. They're just getting a little low budget on some of their.
I think this is very, very, very old-fashioned. I'm so used to previous years them pulling out multiple theme songs for WrestleMania. They'll have a rock theme song. They'll have a hip-hop song.
It's true.
They'll have
They'll have some like
they'll have one more-
Tinashe song.
Yeah,
or
they'll
something
have
like that.
they'll have a Flow Rider song. They'll have Eminem. Eminem did WrestleMania 30 between Bray Wyatt and John Cena. Now that was a great promo segment between Bray Wyatt and John Cena Legacy.
Mm-hmm.
That was a great promo. But I mean, nothing's ever gonna top WrestleMania 17, Rock versus Austin. Like I got invited to this party. And he posted the favorite promos, and I put up WrestleMania 17. He was like, "Of course, you would put the best promo up of all time." I mean, like, that's just great. That's the best promo of all time.
I mean, it didn't even.
I actually, well, I'll let you talk. Sorry,
No, I was
go
gonna say,
ahead.
like, it didn't even need a build up, but though they did one, and they did My Way from Limp Bizkit, and that was also the theme song for WrestleMania, and the perfection at its best. Like, I think, to me, myself, WrestleMania 17 was one of the best WrestleManias out there, to me.
Yeah, no, I totally forgot what I was gonna say.
Oh no, it's the greatest WrestleMania of all time.
You think it's the best WrestleMania of
Oh,
all
it's
time?
it's the greatest WrestleMania of all time.
Who's behind it? Which WrestleMania is behind it? In
two,
your countdown.
I know this didn't get a lot of buy rates, but 2 years later, WrestleMania 19, that card was stacked.
Oh,
bro.
it's stacked. Yeah.
That card was stacked. And honestly, the month before, that might have been the better pay-per-view. The No Way Out 2003 pay-per-view. That might have had a better card, honestly, than WrestleMania 19.
Unless
it was a great it was a great pay-per-view.
I mean, do you want to count with Steiner and Triple H, even though that match was a?
Oh yeah. Besides Steiner and Triple,
cluster.
and then Triple H being the racist, doing the racist storyline with Booker T saying your kind doesn't deserve the title, and then going and getting
Yeah,
a
it's
dollar.
like the fat shaming they're doing with Alexa Bliss and Nia Jax. It's a little uncomfortable when Alexa Bliss starts just fat shaming Nia Jax.
Oh yeah.
So you gotta have that uncomfortability sometimes, and it really
that's
gets
true.
you to be like, I do not like Triple H, and you know what I'm saying?
But sometimes it's the verbiage. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously I was listening to something to wrestle with. Bruce Pritchard was like, "Oh yeah, it was the verbiage and the way he said it." I thought they knew what they were doing, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You go back, you look at this over the network, you look at on YouTube, you go look at the promo segments, and you can tell, you can see the way Triple H is talking or whatnot. It seems like they're writing that for some underneath racial tones. And then with Ric Flair, we know Ric Flair's history with his usage, his verbiage, of the N-word. So like that's not allegedly, that's real fact. So I mean, it was weird. It was interesting. But yeah, WrestleMania 19 was a very, very good WrestleMania. I don't know. What was y'all favorite WrestleManias?
Well, 17 is gonna go up there on my list. WrestleMania 13 will be up there as well, and WrestleMania.
That was a one-card WrestleMania, wasn't it?
No, WrestleMania 13
One
had
card?
One match.
One match, yeah, okay.
Yeah, Bret Hart versus Stone
Stone
Cold.
Cold. Now that match was heated. That match was even Stone Cold talks about that match. Even his feud to this day, he considers that his favorite feud of all time. Also, WrestleMania 18, even though
That was pretty good.
Yeah, looking at the card, it was great. Even though I looked at the match between Hogan and The Rock, it was pretty good because everything that Hogan did, the fans just blew up, and they all turned on The Rock, which is kind of a little bit weird, but at the same time, it was actually pretty cool. And WrestleMania, I would say 23. It's gonna go up there.
I enjoyed WrestleMania 22. I thought that was a pretty good one. Now that was that was one of the first ones I ever bought, like in real life. So that might be a little bias on my part, but there was a lot of.
Vince McMahon versus Shawn Michaels.
That was a good one. The Triple H John Cena match before it started, the crowd was absolutely into it, and that was the first time John Cena ever got booed.
No, he was getting booed months before.
Well,
then,
no, but that was the first time.
Really
it was
noticed.
yeah.
It was like, what's going on? Even
was-
the WWE article said like John Cena looked up at the crowd that once cheered him a year before as they were booing him.
No.
I remember reading that. So
Although the match was quick, the triple threat match between Orton, Mysterio, and Angle was high paced. A very good match. They had a good build to it too.
Yeah, but they disrespected SmackDown back then. And the main event of that, I can't put that up there because it was Mark Henry versus The Undertaker at WrestleMania.
Well, that wasn't the main event though.
It wasn't the main event. But what I'm trying to say is there should have been Kurt Angle versus The Undertaker at that year's WrestleMania, and I think it was planned. But for whatever reason, they needed buys for No Way Out, so they we're just gonna do that match for No Way Out.
That's funny, yeah.
I mean, it was a fantastic match. Don't get me wrong, but it should have been Kurt Angle versus The Undertaker at WrestleMania.
Would have made it a little better, but
Yeah.
I also enjoyed on that card the Edge Mick Foley hardcore
Oh, that
match.
was a pretty
That
good
is
match.
one of the most hardcore matches I've ever seen. So they either spear through the table, the
Flaming table.
everything. Yeah, exactly. I should have added
Thumbtacks
that.
and barbed wire and all that.
And you add Joey Styles to the commentary
Yeah.
too. That's a rare. I don't think that's only happened once.
I also looking at that WrestleMania 22 pay-per-view, there were also plans of having, God rest his soul, but Shawn Michaels versus Eddie Guerrero.
They were gonna say God rest his soul, Shawn Michaels. I'm like,
No,
he's not dead, Eric.
Eddie Guerrero. No,
Eddie Guerrero.
They
Yeah,
were
That
gonna.
man just got a new hairdo yesterday.
Yeah, it's true. I just showed it to Nick earlier.
I'm extremely disappointed in Shawn Michaels. Okay, as my favorite wrestler of all time, I'm disappointed that you finally lost your gimmick and shaved the head. It's extremely disappointing.
look like Triple H, man.
Yeah, they're just the same person. They're just the same
The
person.
man is getting up. The man's 50-something years old. What, you want him to look like a sexy boy his whole life? What? The man's 50-something years
You gotta
old.
live the gimmick. You gotta live the gimmick.
No, man. No, you
Well-
can live it on for him.
Well, Undertaker.
You can grow long hair too. Be a sexy
maybe I will.
boy.
Maybe I will.
Well, Undertaker.
You got to shave the beard though. You look too much like Post Malone now.